What's up, my archfiends of chaos? This is your king and knight, Vincent Valentine, EX Turk.
Subscribe to Vincent Valentine EX Turk channel.
What's up? This is YouTube. This is your king and knight, Vincent Valentine, EX Turk, and well, back at you with a brand new video. And I think the minute I just wake up a little bit, I'm really tired. My best rants come. So let's discuss Final Fantasy 15's flaws, since I'm kind of disappointed in the new DLC. Now, I could tell they didn't really make any of the story stuff, you know, besides episode Ignis and Comrades, because they're pouring money for those things. But, you know, I think it was kind of underwhelming. You should have at least had it where Arden was facing Shiva. Now, besides the fact that this is a controversial DLC, you know, because it changed things, debunked a lot of theories, rustled a lot of feathers, but you could see where Hajime Tabata's heart really is. He wants to be, I think, the reason why he was putting all this extra stuff that nobody wants, he's trying to westernize the game way too much because he loves American culture. Look, I'm flattered he likes our culture. I'm flattered, but you know, when you push too much stuff into anything, it's going to end up really bad. It's just going to end up really, really bad. It's not going to end up being what it is, you know? Look, I know Versus 13 is no longer a game anymore, but you got this new kind of universe that you have to follow, you know? Don't get me wrong, the Assassin's Festival was cool on the fact that you got to wear the Assassin's garbs right out, right into the main storyline, and not just be restricted to only wearing them in the DLC episode, in the free DLC. You know, and I like the decals you get from Mugo Chocobo Carnival. It's gotta be, let's put it this way. It's like when you go to McDonald's and order yourself fries. Well, what makes McDonald's fries unattractive? It's because they put too much damn salt. When you put too much salt and stuff, you spoil it. It's just like it is with Marvel Comics trying to push social justice agenda. I get that political correctness is very popular, but most people actually like to read comics, play video games, watch TV series, watch movies without being forced to think. In fact, I think we're forced to go one agenda or to the other, and that's the problem. Final Fantasy 15 would be a great game. It would get the game of the year if it would just, focus on its combat, focus on its story, put back the stuff that they cut out, and sell DLCs based on character stories. Now, I'm glad that they're going to come out with the Season Pass 2. And you know what? That makes me happy, because they're actually going to get serious about all this stuff now, instead of just be lackluster. Look, I love Final Fantasy 15 for what it is. I really do. But I think, either give back the properties to Tetsuya Nomura, since he was the one starting to work on it. Sure, Tetsuya Nomura is a perfectionist, and you might have to wait a while, but at least he would stick to what Final Fantasy really is, Don't get me wrong, I like the westernization, and, I got friends that, good friends of mine that really ain't into Final Fantasy, like, invest in Final Fantasy, but there's such thing as too much, okay? There's too much. Add only a little bit of salt, and that's it. It's simple as that, That's all you need to do, It's like when you're making, cheeseburger. Bacon is good, but don't put too much bacon where you only taste the bacon and not the cheeseburger meat or cheese, then you really change too much. You know. So, and again, I apologize for speaking, getting nasally. I just got really bad allergies, And I think maybe I'm allergic to bullshit. Maybe that's what's going on. And I kind of am, because I know I'm going to get dislikes on this video, because I know how people will be corporate slaves and kiss up to Sqaure Enix. I like Hajime Tabata's games. I love Crisis Core. I love Type 0. But I think it's important to call things out and quit just accepting things the way they are all the time just because the company of the games we love are making these games. Let's just be quite honest. Ain't no game company's perfect. Ain't no consoles perfect. Ain't no PCs perfect. And ain't no games on either is perfect. So we gotta call things out. We got to call things out, when we see them. It was a disappointing DLC. Sure, it was free, and I know people tell me I should just shut up and quit trying to complain all the time, but if we don't complain sometimes, things won't be changed. We wouldn't have the second season pass DLCs if it wasn't for us complaining. In fact, I think complaining is the best thing you can do. It's like, I know it sounds dumb, and I know not a lot of people agree with me, but, now, what's the excessive amount of complaining, or it's just unnecessary, there's a difference. But if you complain like a civil dialogue like this video is supposed to be, then I think it's different. I think it's okay to, especially if you're doing it nicely, and I am. This is just more likely constructive criticism to Hajime Tabata. People didn't like the cup noodle hats. I'm glad you changed the Magitech suits to actually mini General Glockas than the Power Rangers. People were okay with the Moogle Chocobo and Assassin's Festivals, but, ultimately never really asked for those in the first place. And, I'm glad you decided to make those free and decided to put Loki from, Chapter 2, into the Assassin's Festival. That's cool. But, you're I get you're trying to appease the Western eyes, and that's good. But remember what I say before, if you end up watching this video, or if any, fans that are corporate slaves, sees this, try to understand that too much of anything is bad, because then you ruin the flavor. It's just like going to McDonald's and getting yourself some fries, What's wrong with McDonald's fries and why they don't taste so good? Because they put too much salt. They put so much sodium. They already got grease as it is. You're already going to become obese from McDonald's fries. Just one fry alone is a lot of calories. But then to add more calories with the salt and sodium, come on, man. The point is, it's okay to like Western stuff. It's okay to like social justice. It's okay to like all that stuff. But just remember how much you can put in something, You gotta keep to the source material. You could still push an agenda, but push a little bit. In fact, what I learned as a kid when I was going to church is you gotta spoon feed people. People don't like it when it's forced through their stuff. You gotta spoon stuff. You could put Western stuff in Final Fantasy 15 and make it play well and stuff like that. In fact, people love the Regalia. The Regalia was really good. That was a new change in the airship, so I enjoyed the Regalia. That was cool. When you're pushing, advertisement monikers on a game to the point where it just gets sickening, then it's time to speak up, because it's like, then that puts a bad taste in my mouth. And I really want to enjoy Final Fantasy 15 for it, but it actually is. I don't care about the advertisement. Look, okay, I'm paid. Don't get me wrong, I love the Final Fantasy 15 clothing, and I wish I could afford, Noctis's jacket and shirt, or GLADIOLUS' jacket, you know, which can afford the actual Final Fantasy 15 clothing line. But let's be quite honest. Did we honestly ask for clothing line? I mean, it's good to have that because then people who want to cosplay the characters, they can cosplay the characters. But I don't think we really asked for a clothing line. All we ask is a bigger story. Final Fantasy games are known for the story, you know. And I get that you're trying to put it online because esports are actually coming in there, you know, are getting popular because people are streaming esports stuff. And you know what? I'm glad that you open the market to, you know, different possibilities than just story. But most important thing in the Final Fantasy game, even more than the gameplay ever, is the story. Ever since the NES classic Final Fantasy 1, which, yes, didn't have established, you know, main characters. In fact, the main characters were pretty much you and whoever you wanted to be the main characters in the story, but still it had a good story. It's really about a story. I'm just saying, it's okay to put anything you want in. I mean, it's okay to put influences. Just don't force it down people's throats. In fact, you could do that while give the fans what they absolutely want and what they actually crave. You know, don't put too much sugar in the cookies. Don't put too much salt on the fries. Don't put too much bacon in the cheeseburger. Let people enjoy it for what it is. And this is my rant on Sqaure Enix, so may the crystal be with you. And before you put a dislike and stuff like that, at least try to be open to say you disagree with Sqaure Enix's decisions lately. You know, because let's be honest, and it's not just Sqaure Enix, any company, game company, comic book company, movie company, TV company, we're being pushed. And I think they forced fed stuff instead of small bits and pieces, so it don't taste good. So I'm just saying, as a fan, let's just try to actually get stuff we absolutely want.